I recently read about this woman that had a very bad reputation. She was the subject or the topic of gossip in her town, and she didn't have an education. She, in fact, was very embarrassed about her background, and yet this woman had, in one instance, more influence over her city, to the point where the entire city just followed what she said, and that was to come and see. I'm talking about the Samaritan woman in John chapter 4 verse 29, and I was overwhelmed at the simplicity of her invitation. And again, she didn't have the best choice words. She simply said, "Come and see this man who has told me everything I did." And I can almost imagine and picture what the townspeople are thinking. Well, we know exactly what you've done, and you've gone through one husband after another, and now you're living with someone. And so she had so many different things going against her, and yet in a moment's notice, she, after having an encounter with Jesus, she runs back to her town, her village, and she says, "Come and see." So what was it, I wonder, that gave this woman such influence? Despite the fact that she didn't have an education, she had a very bad reputation, she probably didn't have the best choice of words. What was it? And I've got to believe that it was her conviction. She was convicted after having a conversation with Jesus about her sinful life. And whatever else took place in terms of her conversation with Jesus, her encounter with Jesus, it was enough to give her the boldness necessary, almost like with no regard to what people would think about her at this point. She just simply said, "Come and see." And I think that sometimes we overcomplicate our invitations. I don't care whether it's trying to present the gospel, trying to invite somebody to church, or to talk about your own personal life event that transformed you. In my case, it's been a journey with AdvoCare, a world-class supplement company. But anyway, it's been transformative, and I've had the privilege of listening to individuals that have been very successful with AdvoCare. And so what is it about them? It seems like in this case, once again, it's a level playing field, and it doesn't matter what your education is, it doesn't matter what your knowledge is about the product or the company, it doesn't matter whether you've had this long string of successes. It really has to do with your conviction. Again, I don't care if it's an invitation, you're trying to invite a friend to a church, you're trying to get someone to consider the gospel, you're trying to have someone to take a look at, in this case, an opportunity to better themselves physically or financially. More specifically, in my case, it's AdvoCare. But really, at the end of the day, people are looking for the height, not the height of your knowledge or information, but the depth of your conviction. And I'll say that again, it's not the height of your knowledge, your understanding, your information, but the depth of your conviction. And that's what this lady had, this Samaritan woman. She had conviction, and against all odds, she had this influence over the people to the point where they went and saw for themselves. Let them hear the stories, see the people, experience the environment to which you've invited them to, and then as they experience, allow, or whatever the stories are, to talk to them, talk to their spirit, talk to their soul. Hope this helps. Talk to you soon.